Yes, it's John G. Sutton here. Tales from the Jails. Right, today we're going to talk a little bit about dealing with difficult prisoners in prison. That's the use of force, yeah? Because sometimes prisoners present the kind of threat to themselves and to others that can only be dealt with by physical intervention. And we're talking about physical intervention in the days before we had things like tasers and all the rest of it. Didn't have them. The basic tool for dealing with recalcitrant inmates was this, a truncheon, yeah? And very often I've seen staff use this to absolutely no avail, yeah? I'll just discuss in general what I experienced, because it's about my experiences, this channel, really. I do discuss historical facts as well, but I saw prison officers at the scrubs use a truncheon on this great big black guy. It must have been about, he was one of the big ones, and they got the truncheons out, and he was generally running riot. It was on D-Wing, I believe, yeah, as I remember rightly. He was running riot, hitting other prisoners and generally gone berserk, So I saw staff, and there were about 4 staff on him, and they got the truncheons out like this. And I saw one of them hit him directly over the head, this guy, directly at the side of his head. And it snapped the truncheon off. They hit him that hard, it broke the truncheon. That was a standard issue prison truncheon. They were bloody useless, yeah. So, I mean, it endangered the staff because they were relying on the truncheons to actually stop prisoners, but they didn't do it, they were just too flimsy, just didn't have any power. This particular truncheon is made out of lignin vitae, yeah. It's a police issue, and it was issued in 1953, I believe, 1953, by Lancashire Constabulary to Police Constable 1772 Frank Sutton. That was my dad. So this is my dad's truncheon, yeah? Yeah, when I was at Strangeways, I got permission from the governor to carry my father's truncheon. So I didn't use a standard issue truncheon. I only had to use it once. That was when some maniac in the middle of the night, prisoner, started beating his cellmates up, and we went to snatch him out, and he grabbed all of the rails at the side of the landing and refused to let go. So I gave him a tap on the fingers with this, poof poof, like that, which he goes, ow. That's what you do, I mean, probably one incident at Strangeways, prison officer in the dock, because they operate in the dock. It was at Minshall Street, Crown Court, yeah, in Manchester, and prisoner grabbed all of the bales on the dock whilst he was being sentenced and refused to move, shouting abuse at the judge. You bastard, doing this, that, and the other, and the judge said to the officer in the dock, "Officer, use your stave." In other words, use your truncheon. So the officer in the dock whipped out his truncheon and hit this inmate right at the side of the head, split all his head open, blood gushing out all over the place. Yeah, and he fell on the floor unconscious. Yeah, I'm laughing at this. Yeah, and the judge said, "I meant hit him on the hands. Hit him on the hands, man. Look what you've done." Counted this bloke downstairs. Yeah, take him down. Yeah. The thing is about violence in prisons. You see, generally speaking, when I was working there, 1975 in the prisons to 1985, you did not allow inmates to win. They couldn't win, because if they did win, all hope of maintaining order and discipline in the prison was gone. Gone. I mean, nowadays they've got little girls of 18 being recruited into the prison system, and I mean, you can imagine, can't you? Eh? Some big burly inmate, faced with an 18-year-old wet behind the ears, teenage girl, 5'2", weighing 8 stone, soaking wet through. Yeah. What are they going to do? I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to go like that. Come here, you little bitch. And they're gone. They didn't do that when I was there. And I never had to use, only had to use the truncheon ones, because it's useless, you see. You don't really want to hurt inmates. You don't. What you've got to do is protect yourself and others so you get a grip of them, yeah? And the standard procedure, which we were taught at training school, was to use the bone in your arm here, yeah, your arm, yeah, and get that under the neck, yeah, and cut the breathing off, because when you get that breathing, you lose the power, you see. That usually worked. I mean, but you don't forget, this is not we aren't fighting for the championship of Strange Ways or Wormwood Scrubs. We're doing a day's work here, trying to protect people. And one of the most notorious violent inmates of this recent era is a guy who now calls himself Charles Salvador, I believe, but he was known as Charles Bronson. His original name is Michael Peterson, I believe it is. Charles Michael Peterson, otherwise known as Charles Bronson. Generally speaking, that's what he's known as. And he's taken numerous hostages. In one notorious incident, I believe it was at Hull Prison, he took 2 terrorists who were in for terrorist offences hostage in his cell, and he made them call him General and tickle his feet whilst he started demanding ice cream, a Kalashnikov, and a helicopter. It's just completely difficult to deal with, Charles Bronson. And the thing is, he's such a powerful man. You know, I haven't personally had my hands on him, but I know staff that have, and they say he's just immune to being beaten. You know, so you take a truncheon, you bash him on the head. He didn't doing any good. You're not getting through to him, you know. Apparently, he hit one of these hostages with a tray and smacked him out with a tray, a big metal tray. And apparently he felt sorry for this, you know, so he gave the hostage that was in there, the terrorist hostage, the tray, and said, "You got to hit me 4 times over the head with that, you know, because I feel guilty for what I've done." And he made the bloke hit the head. You can imagine that. One of his things was he'd take the hostages, then he'd strip naked and paint himself up like a Zulu warrior or something like that. He took somebody criticised his art. One of the teachers in, well, I think it was Wakefield, I believe, criticised his art because he did all these rather drawings, you know, he calls them art. I mean, I suppose they are, you know, I mean, it's his interpretation of what he sees. And the guy criticised his artwork, and he took him hostage. And once again, he did the old. It's depicted in the film, actually, Bronson. I highly recommend that you watch that film. It's almost true to life, you know. And I do believe that Charles Bronson is actually playing to the gallery, you know. He likes the idea of being a violent madman. The problem is you get what you wish for at times, and be careful what you wish for. So, as for dealing with violence in prisons, they had the control and restraint team, so that if there was an incident, you know, they get the the shields on, the heads on, the visors on, and all that with the things here, and go storming in. And the trick was to use your shield to put them against the wall, and then snatch them and bring them out. But you weren't going in to actually injure them. Now, I know that a number of inmates have been seriously injured during incidents in prisons, and generally speaking, that's when staff get a bit out of hand, because you don't need to actually administer you're not in there to administer a beating. You're in there to actually subdue the inmate, get him out, put him in a safe location where he can't injure himself or other people. That is usually a strip cell, yeah. But sometimes staff, in their infinite wisdom, decide that whoever it is needs a beating, and that's when the old Truncheons come out and start getting battered in. But I think it's well, it is an abuse of the authority. But here we go. That's life, yeah. So if you take my advice, you get to prison, avoid the Truncheons, because they can hurt. But generally speaking, these days you're going to get tasered, aren't you? Tasered by a 5'2" dripping wet 18-year-old schoolgirl. And on that note, I will dedicate this song that I'm about to present to you to the man of the moment. He's been in prison for a long time. I personally believe he should be rehabilitated into society. I really do. Charles Bronson. So this is for Charles Bronson, and I'm sure that you'll understand why I've dedicated it to the man we know and love, Charles Salvador Charles Bronson. This is your song. Are you ready? Then I shall begin. In the deserts of Sudan and the gardens of Japan, from Milan to Yucatan, every woman, every man, hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me, hit me. Just adore, hickleberdick. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me slowly, hit me quick. Hit me, hit me, hit me. In the wilds of Borneo and the vineyards of Bordeaux, Eskimo, Arapaho, move their bodies to and fro. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me, hit me, hit me with your rhythm stick. Das ist good, that's fantastic. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Hit me with your rhythm stick. It's nice to be a lunatic. Hit me, hit me, hit me. In the dock of Tiger Bay, on the road to Mandalay, from Bombay to Santa Fe, over the hills and far away. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me, hit me. C'est le bon. Les nicht. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Two fat persons. Click, click, click. Hit me, hit me, hit me. There you go. You asked for it, eh? That song is dedicated to Charles Bronson. And to all my fanboys out there, I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. This is John G. Sutton, Tales from the Jails. Hey, like, subscribe, all the rest of it.